Hi, my name is Francisca Jima from Asimfosu, Ghana. Alma 12 verse 10 admonishes us to not harden our hearts if we want to receive a greater portion of the mysteries of the Lord. My question is it okay to have doubts in my efforts to be more receptive to the words of the Lord, or having doubts is counted as hardening your heart? Thank you.
I know so many people who have had doubts and they wonder, is there something wrong with me because I've had doubts? So let's say, first of all, questions are good. Joseph Smith has questions. That's what starts the restoration. Questions are very good. And some questions come from doubts. The question is, what do you do when you have the doubt? Do you approach it from a perspective of faith, or do you approach it from really the perspective of that doubt? This is why President Uchtdorf once told us, doubt your doubts, right? And he doesn't mean by that, okay, that's just silly to have a doubt. What he means is you should question your doubt as much as you're questioning anything else.
Okay.
And the way to do that is to really go and try and find answers. And if the only place you go to find answers is from other doubters, you're not really looking for answers. If you want to do that, fine. You should look for answers everywhere. That includes looking for answers from God and from the Scriptures. In fact, I make sure that all of the youth in my ward, they have to commit to me that whenever they have questions, they can look anywhere they want as long as they will continue reading the Book of Mormon while they're trying to answer those questions, because it's disingenuous to search for answers only from one source.
Right.
They have to keep looking from God and from His Scriptures. So it's not hardening your heart if you had this question or if this doubt came to your mind. It's hardening your heart if you say, I'm not going to go ask God.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask everyone else instead.
That's great. Thank you. Brother and Sister Bostrom?
When I was a young person going on a mission, I grew up in Salt Lake. I learned all the primary songs. I'd done the young men's thing, so I'd gone through that process. But I never felt threatened by my religion. I just felt like that was normal. And it wasn't until I was called on my mission and spent 3 days in what was called the mission home at that time, downtown Salt Lake, that I started hearing other people talk about other churches and other religions, and I started hearing some of the young people who were so prepared to come, and I felt so unprepared. And then you hear stories about investigators that just got this burning feeling, as this 2x4 whack on the back of their head, and I thought, I never got that. So the first thing I did was talk to my mission president when I got into Sweden. And I asked him, how do you get a testimony? Even though I knew, I'd read, he just asked me, well, tell me a little bit about what you feel about the church. What's in your heart about the church? And those doubts that I had went away, because I recognized the feeling I had grown in me from the day I was a young child, to recognize that I had had the Spirit of Jesus Christ in our home, to recognize that I had been around good people who loved God and who were trying to do the right thing. And then I realized that I knew that Jesus Christ lived. I knew that the priesthood had been restored to earth. I knew all those things. And it was a great blessing to me, and probably a pivotal point in my life to recognize that.